Hello, welcome to this unusual, a little bit of a different live stream, but I thought this was very important to cover in our industry, and it's, are dental laboratory schools disappearing? And the short answer is yes. The long answer is no, but with maybe an evolution, and we'll go over that in the future. Now, what brought this all about is I read an article in the JDT May 2026 edition. So if you're watching this recording later on, it may have gotten worse, it may have gotten better. We don't know. But just to let you know, this is from May 2026. I'm recording this in July of 2026. And the article is called Bridging the Divide, a dual track proposal for the dental laboratory technology education crisis. So I did take some pictures of the article of some highlights that I want to cover, but it's written by Max Atwill, and he is the director for the dental laboratory technology in Pima Community College in Tucson, Arizona. So that's who wrote this, and in fact, it was he wrote another article in 2024, and he references that in here where he's starting to say, hey, we might need to rethink dental lab education. So that's what we're going to talk about today is revamping dental lab education. So with that being said, let me let's just get down to the nitty gritty, the numbers. I do have, like I said, I did make some screenshots of this. Oh, here is a Max Atwell. That community, his dental lab technology course, I believe it concluded in 2023, and he's been spearheading the development of a new workplace cooperative model. Again, we'll discuss that when we get there. But here's the bad news. And in this article, it says that the CODA-accredited lab schools have dropped to just 11, down from 13 in 2023, so just like 2 years. Now, this was the numbers from 2025. Now, he goes on to say in this article, 2026, in January, there's been another one school that has dropped off or voluntarily dropped off the list. So CODA is Council on Dental Accreditation. They make sure all dental laboratory schools or hygiene schools and stuff, they work with the curriculum and stuff like that, just to make sure they're accredited and they're teaching what they should teach. But here's the scary thing. First year enrollment for the 2024-2025 cycle fell to just 238 students, a staggering decline from 703 students enrolled just 15 years ago. I was thinking 15 years ago, man, I went to school 25 years ago. I bet there was 1,000 nationwide students. In fact, there were, I believe, 3 dental laboratory technology schools in Texas. I'll touch on that in a little bit. But, I mean, why are we talking about this? Why is this important? Well, Max goes on to say that the Bureau of Labor Statistics in 2025 says there's about 4,000 annual job openings for dental lab technicians, which creates what he's calling a workforce education gap, which means for nearly every 19 technicians entering the lab, only one has the benefit of a formal education. The rest are trained at home, trained in the lab, trained by somebody, and not, doesn't have what he puts as a theoretical scaffolding required for true professional advancement. So that is what the numbers are. There's just 11 schools left. And I want to find out from you guys that are watching, what is it that, Avanzada, thank you very much. And let me put my little widget on here. I have a poll, and it is, how did you receive most of your dental laboratory training? Dental laboratory school, trained by someone in a dental lab, self-taught, YouTube, online courses, or dental office, orthodontic office. Avanzada, if you want it, I think you're a dentist, so you could put dental laboratory school. You type in the letter corresponding to that in the chat, and we'll keep up with where that's at. So just put a number in. So actually, I'll do mine. Let's see, one. I got most of my training in the dental laboratory school. I did get taught in the orthodontic office a little bit, but so this is mostly where you're from, mostly that you got most of your schooling from. And I would say mine was definitely ortho. So I'll leave that up for a bit, but let me tell you my story. And maybe this relates to you. I started in the orthodontic industry in 1994. I was a junior in high school, and I went on, that dictated where I wanted to go. I wanted to do something in the dental field, the orthodontic field. So I went to college, undergraduate college at Tarleton State with a track scholarship, and studied pre-dental, pre-med. That's what you study to get into dental school. I started working for an orthodontist while I was in my college town, and he's the one that really taught me a lot of the lab work stuff, and I really enjoyed it. So I was an orthodontic assistant and an in-house lab tech. And this doctor, I mean, this is coming from a doctor that would actually make his own retainers for his practice when he first started. At night and on the weekends, he'd make his own retainers. So he was able to teach me how he likes his retainers. Now, we got to talking, and as I knew, because I was not a stellar student, it was going to take a while to get into dental school. I was national average on my scores, and national average, I wasn't very popular. I wouldn't have shown up in front of their faces on my application to get me in the very first time. So I knew it was going to take a few times, and I had to go outside the state. But he was like, why don't you open an ortho lab, and you could be doing that, and that would look good on your application in the years to come. And then you can also have a side income while you're in dental school. And I thought that was a great idea. So we looked it up. And those that are in Texas are already giggling to how to open up an ortho lab or a dental lab in the state of Texas. And there's a lot to it. So first, you got to register your lab with the State Board of Dental Examiners. Second, you have to have a CDT on staff 30 hours a week. If you're a sole proprietor like me, if you're a one-man show, one-woman show, that's you. You got to be the CDT. So I looked into CDT. It stands for Certified Dental Technician. And I was like, okay. I was thinking like radiology exam or something. You read a book and you take an exam. Okay, so let's do that. No, I looked into it. And to be able to even take the test, you have to work in a lab for 5 years. For 5 years, you have to work in a lab. So I was like, oh, crap. But then I found out to be able to pass the exam, it takes 9 to 12 years of lab experience. So I was there at a crossroads. I was like, well, I can't start this lab. I can only stay in-house. I couldn't bring on more doctors. So with that being said, there was a loophole, and I have it here. After my first dental school application, I didn't get in, but a few weeks later, I got this pamphlet in the mail, this corny pamphlet, Catch the Keys to Your Success, Dental Laboratory Technology. It was for a dental lab school in San Antonio, and it was at University of Texas Health Science Center in San Antonio, School of Allied Health. It was a long name, but it was down there. It was actually 4th floor of the dental school. So I talked to the doctor. At first, I was a little offended. I was like, I want to go to school for dental school, not dental lab school. And the doctor was like, listen, go check it out, Kate. I think you'll like it. Because I really like the ortho work. I really like the dental lab. I loved creating with my hands. It really scratched that artistic itch, that engineering itch, that you built something out of just raw materials that's going to help somebody. And so I really fell in love with that. And he goes, Kate, I think you'll like the lab school. And in fact, if this was the orthodontist talking. In fact, if I was an orthodontist, I would probably open my own lab, because he himself liked the lab work side of it. And so I checked it out. I went down there, toured it, fell in love with it, applied, got in. Within the first semester, I was like, I'm sold. I love this. I was having a blast in lab school. And so then it came time for me to apply again for dental school while I was still in lab school. And so I started praying. I was like, God, I love this lab school, but if you want me in dental school, then I'll know it'll be a miracle because I'm not a stellar student. I'll know it'll be a miracle you got me into dental school. I'll go to dental school. If not, I'm going to stop applying for dental school after this time, and I'm going to stick with the ortho lab. And thank goodness I listened to God and followed his providence. This little pamphlet changed my course of my career, and I wouldn't have what I have today. If you're new here, my name's Cade. My wife and I own a small orthodontic lab, and we call it our little lab out in the country. We have a little building out 70 steps on our land, 70 steps from our house. My wife has chickens and ducks that I can look out the windows and see. So I wouldn't have it any other way. So I kind of wonder if this rings a bell with y'all. And, oh, hello, how are you? So that brings me to my next point. We just saw, the numbers aren't good. We looked at the numbers, they weren't good. And that this is personal to me because I went there. But unfortunately, my school closed in 2012. And that's sad. There were 3 schools in Texas. Now there's 0. Now there's a military school in Fort Hood. If you're in the military, you can go to dental school there. I would highly suggest that if you're in the military. But, are schools still worth it? I would say yes. If you see me looking down, I got notes, so I don't miss anything. Yes, if you can attend, it's worth it. It's the fastest learning path. So going back to my story, to take your CDT exam, you need 5 years to work in a lab, or you go to an accredited dental laboratory school for 2 years, and you can take your exam right after. So I graduated August of 2003, showing my age. And I took my exam that October, opened my lab in January. So it was the fastest path. And the networking. I meant to bring a picture, but I got a picture of all of us students hanging out together. I loved the people there. We became really good friends. A lot of them went on, two of them went on to become a dentist, and another one, big time sales guy in the dental laboratory world. And many went on to open their own labs. And the networking is super valuable, that community. But it's not realistic for everyone. And we'll get into that in the future. But I wanted to see where all the schools are. I wanted to see, let's see if I can, I wanted to see where all the schools are. If you're new, I'm taking a poll. Where did you learn most of your dental laboratory training? If I meant to put a other one that says I'm not trained yet, but you can put dental orthodontic office if you're just trained in the orthodontic office. I'm gonna move that over there. So I wanted to figure out the schools. How many are out there? What do they offer? And so the best way I could do that was the NBC site. So this is nbccert.org. I put a link down in the description below. And this is a map of all the schools that are open in Texas. You can see it's pretty sparse. Sorry, not in Texas, in the United States. You can see it's pretty sparse. It doesn't, all the gray states are, don't have any schools. Now, and then I noticed, well, in Texas, it's listing the military campus. So in Oklahoma, I couldn't click on that to see you can click on it to get more information, but the link was broken. So I was like, oh no, are all these updated? And I'm sure maybe they're closing faster than NBC can take them off of this map. And it is, I really appreciate NBC for doing that. If you're interested, go to nbccert.org, go to education, and then click on recognized education institution down here. And so I went to each one, and I, checked every state. I checked every website. I removed closed schools, and even found some non-CODA accredited schools in there also. So I created a free database, and I'll put a link down below. Actually, I think I have a QR code right here. I do not have a QR code. There it is. Right here, on top of my face. This is a QR code. The link's down below in the description to my dental lab technology webpage. It looks like this. And as you can see, I put the CODA-accredited programs here, and it's actually as hosted by the American Dental Association Commission on Dental Accreditation. You can scroll down here. You can see another list of schools. Oh, let me change my tab. So as you can see, it's from ADA, and you can find all the schools here that are accredited to go to. But like, here's one. There's some positive ones. Here's Indiana. I actually served on the NBC board with Colleen Painter and Brooke, who also works there. They're great ladies. Here's the website to get to it. And I put a lot of information in here: where they're located, how many years it takes, how many credit hours, what you get. This one, you actually get a Bachelor's of Science in Dental Technology, which is cool. I even looked up the tuition of each one. And then I looked up, because my YouTube channel is really ortho based, I wanted to see which of these schools offered orthodontic training. And so I definitely did that. And so you can search by that. I'll show you in a second. And then I put any attachments that I thought were interesting, that you can see the list of courses you'll take. So you can download those if you want. Again, if you want to filter by schools, go to filter, add oh, I'm in the wrong one, sorry. So here's that Indiana one I was talking about. You can go look for yourself. Here's the tuition. Here's the state, and then the check mark if they do ortho. But if you are interested yourself, you can just choose here, school name, choose orthodontic training included, and check it, and then it'll list the ones that are just that takes out the ones that don't offer it, that I couldn't find on their website, and put them here. So it just lists the ones that have ortho. So that's free for you to access. Do the QR code right here in front of my face, or the link down below. I just wanted to see. What's really out there, what's going on. And again, it's down to 10 accredited schools. There are a couple other that aren't accredited. Some kind of a little shady, but I think they're probably still good. So I wanted to talk about the future. Okay, again, on this poll below, if you put the number in the chat corresponding to how you receive most of your dental laboratory training, I'd be curious to see what the end result will be. So put that down below. So we went over my research, we went over the database I'm providing, and so now the future, and that's where this article really starts to shine, is there's some articles, there's a new method, and it's called, that he's coming up with, and it's called MSA Marketable Skills Achievement. And I think I have a close-up of those. It's a dual track system, so it's like a hybrid system. It's for the vast majority of technicians. Uh, oops. It's for the vast technicians for whom attendance at a traditional program is impossible due to geography or financial constraints, and we need an accredited workplace-based track. So this is a hybrid system. You will take your online courses with PIMA right now, and you will take your online courses like your tooth morphology and anatomy, sciences and theoretical stuff for dental lab. All that classroom stuff you can take in the school or take online, and then you find a lab next to you that partners with that school, and you get hands-on lab work. Now, in that partnership between the school and the school makes sure the lab, it teaches you, so you're not just stuck in the acrylic department or pouring models during your whole school. You've got to reach some certain milestones at the school or at the lab for the school. And so I thought that is a great idea because well, if I can get my buttons right, if we can get people into this industry that can't get to a lab school, and the lab schools they're kind of fading toward the east and west coast, nothing in the middle. You're going to have to relocate. It's going to be financial. I was lucky. I was ready to relocate when I went to school. It was only 3 hours from where I lived. So this is a great alternative, this MSA, Marketable Skills Achievement. Again, it's a hybrid system, online learning with hands-on a local lab, and the local lab's going to be working with other people, with the school. Sorry, losing my train of thought. But the cool thing is the owners can tailor the training to their specific specialization, whether it's fixed or removable prosthodontics, implants, or complex digital workflows. Hopefully, orthodontics. Maybe I can sign up for this and be a host lab. And so that's where it's at. He is actually looking for. I invite all laboratory owners, technicians, and industry partners to contact me for more information on how to participate in this model. More importantly, I'm building a support list to show accrediting bodies that our community of interest is ready for alternative path. If you believe the profession deserves a flexible accreditation training option, please reach out to join this list. And I have there's his email address. You can contact him there if you're a lab owner. But if you're a lab owner or possible potential student, you can contact him, get on the list. But before I get totally there, I want to show you, because I saw this gap in dental laboratory education, I've redoubled my efforts, and I'm launching the Orthodontic Lab Academy. And for those that are for those that have a foot in the dental laboratory world and they want to go full time into it, I'll give you the skills you need to, whether it's open up your own ortho lab, your own in-house lab, work from home, however you want to do it. I've done all those things, and the Ortho Lab Academy can help you. I'm looking for 10 founding members. Obviously, you get a discounted rate, way less than the tuition of some of these schools. And again, it's built for those that aren't able to geographically attend. If you can attend one of those lab schools, I would. Check them out. Go visit them. I think it's well worth it. If you can't, and because of financial constraints too, this is going to be, in my lab school, my teachers were my mentors. If I had a question, they could answer it. And that's what we're missing in this industry. You could watch YouTube videos and learn how to do something, but if you have questions, you don't know who to ask, you're going to ask them in the comments. And I try to answer as many comments as I can, but sometimes the comments don't allow you to really delve into the details. So what this is going to be a weekly online group coaching. Every week we'll get on a Zoom call with each other, and you can ask your questions and I'll answer them. and I will also start producing videos based on the founder members' needs. So if they, if you need to learn about starting the business, or you need to learn about what appliances you need to learn, I'm creating also a appliance DNA framework, which is going to teach you the basics of, just like DNA has like 4 or 5 base that it's built from, and you recombine them in different formats to create other appliances. So you don't have to memorize orthodontic appliances. You just take these basic building blocks of these basic appliances you will already be making, and then recombine them into a new appliance. So that's what I'm building. It's going to be very directed at the founding members. So if you find yourself stuck and isolated like I was when I had a foot in the ortho lab and a foot trying to get in a dental school, I'm lucky I found a dental lab school, but you may not be that lucky this time, in this day and age, unfortunately. So in the link below, you can book a call with me, or you can scan this QR code and it takes you to a landing page, gives you a little bit more information about the Ortho Lab Academy, and you can book a call with me. I want to have a one-on-one. I want to find out where you're at and where you want to go. I want to help you get to your end goals. I want to help you find that dream that you have, owning your own lab like I did. And so do that link. The link is down below also. And again, the curriculum will be built around the founding members. I'm looking for around 10 of them to get started with, so we can build this curriculum to help even future students, because I will be attacking the very founding needs that you need to open your own ortho lab or ortho lab department in a dental lab. So I even merged my ortho lab with a Crown and Bridge lab and opened the ortho lab department there. So in closing, who will train the next generation? Is it going to be the lab schools? And in this article, Max also says, Mr. Atwell says that the schools are still, he wants to have 2 options, the traditional degree-based one, and then a skills-based degree or certification, so that we can get more students with formal education. So that's my challenge to you. If you're a lab owner, contact him if you're interested in becoming, and hey, if you get some students in, you get first pick of the litter. You know, you get to choose, like, hey, after you graduate, come aboard full time. So email him and choose where you want to, and tell him, if you're a lab, if you're a potential student, if you're an industry partner, tell them how you want to help. You want to get on that list to bring forth to the credentialing offices and do that. So again, who will train the next generation? It's going to be us. It's going to be a little bit of the schools and a lot of us, the lab owners. So just to recap, if you're interested, you can go, and here's the Dental Lab School database. That link is below. Well, let me not do that one yet. And then if you need a call with me, if you look interested in opening ortho lab or advancing your orthodontic lab career, I want to talk to you. So go to that page and click that link. I'll get to your questions, all your comments in a second. But DLAT wanted me to, let me hide this. DLAT wanted me to announce a few things. My friends, my buddies at DLAT. And it is the DLAT ORG Conference and Expo is April 2nd and 3rd, 2027. Follow us on Facebook to get all the details, and I'll be updating the website soon. It's crashing on me today. We are changing locations. It's going to be at the Hilton DFW Lakes Conference Center. We have this every year. If you're an ortho, it's the largest orthodontic lab conference in the nation, in the world. And the DLAT side is for Texas and surrounding states, but we get people from all over. And so check Facebook for that. ORG, check your Facebook groups for information there. So they wanted me to put that out there. If you still need CE credits, we're talking about CDTs. If you still need CE credits, you can go here, the Retainer Designer Academy that I built, and all the videos from, if you need them before the end of the year, it's going to be up until the end of 2026. You can get your CE credits online, and they're recorded videos from this past conference. So check that out. All right, so let's go into comments. Thank God you chose the ortho path. Yes, I agree. I wouldn't have it any other way. Now, in lab school, I got to do dental. I got to do dentures and partials and crown and bridge and ceramics and implants. I got to do all that stuff. And I carry a lot of that info into my lab. Setting teeth and stuff, I use it all the time. So it really helped me out. So does this mean you're expanding to do more ortho? Oh, I'm trying to do as much ortho as I can, absolutely. But I do need to go get more doctors. So I'm making a distinction now. I can get more doctors, get more busy in my lab as a business, or I can launch the Ortho Lab Academy and help teach others. But to do that, I got to charge for that course to make up for the doctors that I should be going and getting. But I will be probably getting more there. So dental school, I guess you're surprised that I applied for dental school. So congratulations, thank you. And so we're gonna leave it there. Again, just wanted to put this video out there, help those. I just thought it was curious. I was sad to hear about all the closings of the dental lab schools. Of all the dental laboratory schools, because I really enjoyed mine and I wouldn't have had it any other way. So if you're interested and you want to go to lab school, check out my database. Email Max Atwill, especially if you're a lab and you would like to partner with them. But let's all help train the next generation of technicians. And I'm going to do my part with the ortho technicians and those that are out there watching from the general dental. Let's do your part too. Let's help train the next generation. So with that, I'm going to say bye. Thank y'all for listening. Put comments below. Keep putting a 1 or 2 or 3 according to my poll to see where you're at. I don't know if it's going to add to the poll. And in any comments you have, tell me your story in the comments. Where'd you learn? How'd you get into the industry? I'm always curious about that. And so let's keep the conversation going after this live stream and this recording. And until then, thank you, Max, for writing this article and letting us know the issues that are coming. And here's to a bright future. And until then, happy bending.